Hey guys, this is Pastor Steve, DG Global Impact. We're going to continue our message from yesterday. Yesterday we talked about that the wilderness reveals the battle within. So we're going to continue our wilderness part. But today I want to talk about that the wilderness breaks our sources of false security. The wilderness doesn't just reveal what's inside of us. It also breaks what we've been depending on. In Exodus 16:4, God said to the children of Israel that he would rain bread from heaven. So it meant that they didn't need to store up stuff. They didn't need to store up things for weekly storage. No, that meant they needed to depend on God daily. See, listen, write this down. The wilderness removes our ability to rely on what used to sustain us. So we learn to trust the one who truly does. God will disrupt. He'll disrupt what's normal to develop our dependence on him alone. John 15 reminds us without him, we can do nothing. That doesn't just mean we struggle. It means life without him is fruitless. So sometimes instability isn't the enemy, it's the process. Because God will allow things to shake, to break our dependence on anything that tries to replace him. Money can become security. Titles can become our identity. Relationships can become substitutes for him. But the wilderness exposes all of that. Not to take from us. God doesn't do that to take from us, but to bring us back to him. This is where surrender becomes real. Because the enemy wants us to trust what we can control. But God is leading us to trust what only he can provide. Proverbs 3:5 teaches us, calls us to trust in the Lord with all of our heart. That doesn't mean partially, not when it's comfortable, but to completely trust in God. And often, worry reveals the truth. Worry shows us where our trust has shifted. Because if something other than God becomes our security, guess what's going to follow? Fear. But Jesus said in Matthew 6, not to worry about life, not to worry about food or provision, because the Father already knows these things. He already cares. To see, the wilderness teaches us this, that we are not sustained by what we control, but we are sustained by who we trust. So when things feel uncertain, when what we lean on is no longer there, it's not the end. It's an invitation to depend on him daily. Because the wilderness is where false security breaks and trust in him alone is built. Love you guys. Pastor Steve, DG Global Impact. Subscribe, follow us. God bless.